Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy Shrunky Q. Fixed my voice changer a little bit, so now it doesn't sound as dark. But today we're gonna make this sound, or I'm gonna show you how to make this sound. So this sound is really simple to make. Everything is in the post-processing. So with the sound itself, it sounds like this. So I'll show you how it sounds without the post-processing. Just a square wave with the short amp envelope and a little bit of a pitch envelope, made with 3x oscillator. As you can see, it's just a square wave. The other oscillators are turned all the way down. On the volume envelope, just have a little bit of decay sitting at 18%, and I turn down the tension to minus 55%. So there's no sustain or release or anything like that, only the decay. On the pitch envelope, I cranked up the amount all the way up, and I turned down the decay time to 4%, so it gets really snappy, and the tension is at minus 100%. So this sound has two chains. So the first one is here, and I have a reverb using the Pro R reverb. So with this, it sounds like this. Mix is at 50%, and the time is at 0.3 seconds. So it's really, really short. Also cut the lows around 270 hertz. Next, we have a frequency shifter at 1.3 kilohertz, and the mix level is at 40%. Just kind of messes the sound up a little bit. And after that, we have another frequency shifter, which is completely wet. Just changes the tone of the sound, really. You can play around with this if you want. And next we have a Serum Effects. This is where the movement happens, or most of the movement. So I only use the hyper. Don't use the dimension. Crank up the rate and detune all the way. Same with the unison. And then the mix is at 36%. So without the chorus, sounds like this. Starting to get that weird movement, so I'll add another chorus, the filter, crank it all the way up. Feedback is at 32%. The depth is at 5 milliseconds, and then the rate is at 9 hertz. And the mix is at 62%. So it sounds like this. Next, we have two dispersers. The first one is sitting at, roughly 600 hertz. Crank up the amount, and the pinch is at, 1.6, 1.7. Add another one. 2 kilohertz this time. Amount cranked up, and the pinch is roughly in the same ballpark, 0.7. Then we have another chorus. This is choral, made by Native Instruments. And here I just cranked everything up except for width and feedback. Gives it more movement. sounds more like it's in a box, pretty much. The feedback you can play around with. The more feedback, the longer the tail will be. So yeah, I just left it at 23%. Next we have an EQ. I just scooped out a little bit of 1.8 kilohertz and then 300 hertz and boosted some highs. Then we have another reverb, and this time at 20% mix and 0.75 seconds. And then I cut the lows out again, around 260 hertz. And we have an OTT, just sitting at 21%. So yeah, didn't touch any of the other knobs, only the depth. So then we go into the second insert, and here we have another reverb, but the RV7 from Reason. The mix is at 38%. The damp and decay are cranked all the way down, and then the size is at -58. And then it's sitting on the Hall algorithm. Next we have a Soothe, which is just focusing on 4 kilohertz and up. Cranked up the depth a lot, so the highs are going to be pretty low. Next, I just have a low cut at 250 hertz. Add another disperser, amount cranked up all the way, and it's sitting at 1.6 kilohertz, and the pinch is at 1.56. Another OTT, which is a little bit more extreme than the first one, sitting at 79%. Then we have another EQ, where I boosted up the highs a bit. So just added a little bit of 2K and 300 hertz. And then lastly, we have an exciter only on the highs, just to make it a little bit more crispy. And then that goes into a group chain. So the sound and the sub goes into this group right here. And basically the only thing here is just a little bit more distortion to glue it together. So with the sub, it will sound like this. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The rest is just sidechaining and just a little delay with no feedback, just to kind of shift the sound a few milliseconds. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The project will be available on my Patreon, so if you want to download it, you can go ahead, fuck around with it. But yeah, see you on the next tutorial. Peace.